Caleb. Give him some love. Hello, Columbia! I said, hello, Columbia! You are the 99%.
99%.
Who is the 99%?
We are.
I can't hear you. Who is the 99%?
We are.
You know, these corporations continue to say that, well, you know what he says? They're not hiring me. He says it's your fault.
Yep.
He says it's your fault that you're not rich. He says it's your fault that you're not a millionaire. I say, Mr. King, we're not fighting to be millionaires. We're fighting for living wages. You guys fired up and then you just gotta throw back down. All right? Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Tell me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
All right, the people united.
Like, for the younger generation, like, we have to change this. Because if we don't, what about our kids are going to do? Yeah, our parents are out here, and our grandparents are out here, but what about our generation? We have to be out here, because it's going to be our kids. It's going to be our kids.
I've worked for civil rights, human rights, animal rights, gay rights, every right there are. I feel that this is a true democracy until all of us are free and all of us have justice and equality. None of us have that.
And basically there's a lot of greed, there's a lot of money that's wasted in this country from a military standpoint as well as states, that if they went to the poor workers who are actually doing their jobs, we could save a lot of money, and a lot of cuts that we're cutting wouldn't necessarily have to happen, especially here in South Carolina.
My main reason for being here is I look at all of the young people that have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars towards college education, and when they graduate they can't even get a job. You know, if they stop and think about it, all the money that they spent towards college education, they could have had in their pocket, and then they can open up their own business. So why are we spending all this money going to college when you get out of college you can't even get a job? I have a 35-year-old son.
The system is gamed. It's rigged for the top 1%. We're still doing okay. Actually, we're doing better than most. Me personally, but our income's gone down 45% in the last 10 years, and we're hanging on. And what I see in the future for my sons doesn't look good. And it's not fair that all the gains have gone to the top 1%. Our government's bought, the system is rigged, and it needs to be fixed to work for the majority of the people, not the minority 1% or even 10%. We need opportunity, we need jobs,
Speaking
and
now,
we need to stop.
Tazima Brown. She also has a radio show locally.
Okay, check this out. I'm not going to speak right now, but I'm sitting back here looking at everybody, and I swear all I need to see now is a hearse. We are out here for a reason. You have got to get energized. For those things that you know are wrong. You have a right to have your voices heard. We have been listening to what 1% of the entire nation controlling what's going on with the other 99%. This is who we are.
We have illegal immigrant labor force affecting American jobs in the farm industry and in construction, and it's because their wages are lower. They're willing to work for less, and they're taking that money and they're sending it back to their family. And that's fine, but their money needs to be taxed just like mine. Their kids receive public education just like one day mine will. And so that they need to be paying into the system just like us, and that they should be given some rights, and there should be a nice simple program for them to get legal without being afraid of the consequences. I want a universal health care option that the public can buy into, or that small companies are offering health insurance that their employees can buy into that's fair, because right now they keep you at part-time so they don't have to offer you any health insurance. I recently have my own health insurance, but I have friends and family that don't have it.
I'm working on my PhD in counseling. I'm advocating for higher wages for college-educated students and better jobs in the state of South Carolina. What's going on now in the state system, college students aren't making anything. You have a lot of people that's only making $26,000 a year. Our health insurance is outrageous. They take $200 out of our paycheck each pay period. What is there left for us to survive off on? Why is that we have to leave to go to Charlotte or to Atlanta to get a better job and have a better future? What's going to happen to the state of South Carolina if all your educated students decide to leave after they graduate because there are no jobs or there's no good paying jobs here? The state will be left in ruins. So what I'm saying is we need unions, we need change. If the governor can't support her state agency people instead of picking at them, then she needs to step down. I'm tired of politicians in the state of South Carolina. They're not for the people and it seems like they're oppressing the people. So what I'm advocating for here is better jobs for college educated students in South Carolina.
I'm doing it because it's a matter of right and wrong. It's a moral issue now and it's gotten way out of hand and it's just not fair. It's not fair. Too many people are being deprived and are going without. And I don't know how a lot of these CEOs sleep at night. I really don't.
Yeah, in their mansions. But what about the politicians?
They're all bought. They're all owned. We do not have a democracy anymore.
No, we don't.
We have a fascist government bought and paid for by corporations, insurance companies, and Wall Street. It's not ours anymore. They don't care what we think. And now that corporations are now people.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's not what the Supreme Court ruled.
And what's really sad about it, a lot of these people that work for some of these corporations, just like, say for instance, a teller at Bank of America, ask them when was the last time they got a raise.
The main reason I'm doing this is I've talked to a lot of people about how the upper 1% have continued to get more and more money over the years and have continued to kind of exploit the lower class and middle class. And a lot of people are buying into the trickle-down economic theory, and they want to declare war on the poor and people on welfare before they want to demand raises from their employers and everything. And I feel like everybody's just becoming wage slaves, basically. It's something needs to be said. Something needs to be said about how much people...
And it's waking people up. I mean, everybody's waking up on a conscious level about it, and it's really great to see it, you know. And I stress everybody to check their sources, check their facts. You know, don't take it from ABC, NBC, Fox. You have to look at the...
Okay, check this out. When I say I am, you say the 99%. I am.
99%. If this stuff doesn't get straightened out soon. And it's not about party, it's about people, it's about standing up for what we know is right, it's about being heard, and you know, this is the way things get started. So
do you think
come
this
on
will make
out.
do you think this will make a change?
Basically, I'm sick of all the corporate greed and everything going on, the corporations being in the political system and controlling our government and not giving us our freedoms and taking away all of our rights. And I've been aware of this. Basically, 9/11 is an event that woke me up, and I'm just sick of it, and I want change.
Okay, you're a college student.
The reason I'm out here is because I have a son. I have a son that's had trouble finding a job. He's a college graduate, and he did unpaid internships. Plus, he's trying to work. Just call places and say, "Hey, I'll work for you for free just to get the experience." So he finally got a part-time job.
They fill the job bill.
Yes. Yes.
But they approve the trade bill.
Yes. Yes.
Therefore, if you want a new job, go South Korea, Panama, or Colombia. But one problem, they don't go pay you pension, retirement, no benefit at all.
I think that this wide group of varied individuals are out here today to express a dissatisfaction with what they perceive their government should be doing. The government should be helping all the people, not just a few of the people. And as things are set right now, the deadlock in Washington is pretty much precluding any of us from getting the kind of services that we not only pay for. I'm an old ex-Marine myself, Vietnam veteran.
I think my basic position that corporations have the rights of individuals, but they don't have the liability of individuals, and it's a huge loophole. It's been there along, and they've just learned how to play it.
Well, the Supreme Court has reinforced that as well.
I agree. So ultimately, they can do what they will because they aren't liable. And they are. And so you can just look at it left and right in whatever sphere you want to focus in on. And I think fundamentally it's unjust.
To be able to stay on top, we're 10% of people. And so from here, this is where the crossroads is at. I'm very happy today to see diverseness of people. We have young, we have old, we have black, we have white, we have women here, we have military, we have even the police.
Yeah.
You know, it is somewhat sympathetic. It's not like the old days when I used to see police come through the back door of the Capitol with gas masks and nightclubs.
I'm doing this because I believe in America. The America I was always taught to believe in. Both of my parents were in the Army. Just about everybody in my family was in the Army. And I believe in America where everybody's free to do what they want, to live how they please. I don't believe that anybody should be treated unfairly just because of maybe their skin tone or their sexual orientation or how much money they make. I was raised to believe that if you worked hard and you did your best, you were A-okay. And that's why I'm here. That everybody can be equal, it can be safe, it can be happy.
Do you think this is going to make a difference?
I feel like this is what started this revolution. Was everybody got very pissed off and very aggravated with the execution of Troy Davis, and I think it opened a lot of people's eyes and made them stand up for something other than money or jobs. It has to do with all of it, with our economic grief and politics, and I believe that Troy Davis started all of it for us, and he doesn't even know it. I really do. And I really hated to watch my government execute someone that we all know that was innocent. I mean, it was practically proven. There was no evidence to execute him. There was DNA proven.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I am doing this because I believe in this country, because I want to lift up the youth as an educator and as a human being. And I believe that in order to do that, we have to fix the situation that we have in this country right now and distribute things a bit more evenly and have the tax money that we need in order to complete our programs, to support our education, to support our people. And so I'm here today helping to bring people together with food.
Just that education is a key to having an informed and aware citizenry so that we know what we're voting for, so that we know how to properly parse the information that the media gives us, because we are connected 24/7 to the news if we want to be, but it's just a matter of doing something with what we hear and learning how to decide what is factual.
Support the common people, the regular people, the everyday people that I know and love, and unsupport the big business of the United States and of the world to hopefully one day stop what they're doing, not only to us but to the environment as well.
With the great idea that I judge a government by the way it treats the poorest and the environment, and we're doing a lousy job of it. We really are.
Big time. Big
time. So, you know, something's got to shift somewhere, and it's going to take, change doesn't come about unless it's forced. It's going to take a catalyst, and it's going to take a rising up, which is what this is.
Environment, I think one of the bigger problems we have here in South Carolina per se is not really the corporate but it's really our representatives being retarded because they're trying to cut education and history and culture out of the budget, and they think that it's gonna. They think that it's gonna help our economy.
So you want to know why I'm here?
Yeah.
Because I think that the voter ID law is unconstitutional. That's one of many reasons why I'm out here.
Okay.
I think it's unconstitutional to cut education. Critical thinking is important, especially in the state of South Carolina, okay? I think that it's important to be able, excuse me, to be able to assist people when they're down and out during these times. So those people who think that people want to be on unemployment because they just have nothing better to do in their lives is ridiculous. I don't think anybody is looking forward to getting a whopping $300 a week to support the 99%, whether you want to be or not. So the question is, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Do you want your voice to finally be heard?
Do you think it's going to work? Do you think this is going to make a difference?
I think the real question is, does it make a difference to you? You understand? Because if it makes a difference to you,
gathering to express their concerns.
But it's not produced.
I am one of the 99%. My income's been going backwards, and you know, I don't know what to do about that individually. So I've given up on the local politics. I've given up on the process of the traditional political process and joined the Progressive Network, which is a local organization that tries to
continually see a lot of injustices in the world, and you know, it seems to be happening all over the world and here at home. So I think it's great that the country is coming together like this. I hear 1,100 cities are occupied in America.
It's change without an end goal at this point.
Yeah.
We know something's wrong, but we don't know what it's going to take to fix it. I guess my personal issue is money and elections and politicians getting paid by corporations to do what the corporations want them to do. So basically lobbying, and it happens, you know, at the state level, federal level, and I think it needs to end because corporations
completely destroy other people's lives and make their lives difficult to do it.
If a company makes $9 billion in profit, $8 billion of that's going to go to the CEO, and the rest is going to be divided among the workers, and that's essentially unfair.
You look at the cost of products over the last 10 years, just within the last 10 years, and some things have risen.
I believe that whatever your issues or passions, we need to speak out and stand up and take advantage of the window of opportunity. I think that's what America's all about, is to make it strong and make it a better place, however you want to do it, whatever your passion is and where your heart is. I'm a teacher. And do you think his poster says it all? Very nice.
Yes.
I just realized what your poster said.
Yeah.
So why are you here?
Well, I'm here for, the same exact reason my poster says. I don't think that the American system is taking education seriously. And for that reason, we're falling behind countries like India and China that actually uplift their community in education. Like right now, as Addie said, like you have people going to Wall Street to make money that could be using their minds.
We forget about others.
Millionaires. This protest isn't about stopping people from being wealthy, stopping people from being successful. We want that, that's part of the American dream. But what we want is a sustainable America. We want for our kids to have the same opportunities that we should have had. We feel like the generation before us kind of let us down. For 30 years, we haven't built roads. We haven't built, new schools. We haven't built infrastructure. We haven't built, things to move us forward. All we've done is build prisons and build war machines instead of investing in ourselves, investing in our future. And it's unsustainable. If the education institutions are crumbling, if the our financial institutions are crumbling, what hope are we giving our kids? What American dreams do they have to look forward to? So we don't want to look in our kids' eyes and say that just like our parents, we didn't do anything. We stood by. We went ahead and just went to work. We decided not to. Things that they're not actively voting for. We as America, people died. Like, people need to understand that really quickly. Millions of Americans have died for you to be able to vote. You know, like that's not something that just should be taken lightly. I'm from Nigeria. It doesn't matter whether you vote or not because whoever's going to be president is going to be president. America's the only place where you actually have a choice in the local level to actually change what goes on around you. So that's extremely important to us. You should be voting, and I'm just as disappointed in my generation as I am.
Personally, I feel like this is a big movement for my generation because we're the high school students that have to suffer from high tuition of out of state because of the government, you know, cutting the funding. So we have to pay more just to get the same education. And I just feel like, you know, sometimes it's just not fair that we have to go to private institutions just to receive lower, you know, tuition and do the things we want to do, and how the government cuts into certain fundings. Like, I support HIV and AIDS awareness too.
Money in the corporations can purchase politicians. You know, they groom these politicians and then put them in place in government, and then they're able to pass whatever bills and litigation they want to for their future endeavors to make more money. You know, and to keep mainstream America down.
The system's just rigged.
How is it rigged?
How is it rigged?
Yeah.
Well, the political system, the voting system, you have to have all the money. My son couldn't run for office because he doesn't have money, no matter how good his idea is.
I could, I wouldn't have a chance though.
Well, right, wouldn't have a chance. And as far as the people who voted these people in, they got to be watching Fox.
I am here because we have a broken political and economic system that does not address the needs and concerns of most of the population. It's not just about one issue or one problem. It's not about whether a person is pro-life or pro-abortion.
I am here to state, to make that statement, to add my voice. If you don't add your voice, if you sit on the sofa, then you get what they give you.
And do you think you're going to make a difference today?
If I didn't do anything, I could guarantee you I would not make a difference.
Great answer. Thank you.
I'm here for everybody who couldn't be here. For the people who are afraid to be here. For the people who don't know that this is going on in the world, who don't get enough, who don't have the time to find out what's going on. This is important for everyone. Not just, you know, like he was saying, not just for one side or the other. This is for everyone who's been done wrong in the system.
It's because we need good jobs. Corporate America, you know, I don't understand how you can report that I'm making $50 billion this year, $50 billion next year. Quarterly earnings are breaking records, and you pay your workers peanuts. It makes no sense. You can go out and buy whatever you want. You can go out and get whatever you want. But you have a worker who has to decide between food or medication. That's not right. You're paying. It's not. A lot of people want to say it's, you know, either about race or it's about, you know, whatever the case. It's not about race because it affects us all. Black, white, yellow, purple, all of that. It affects us all. It's not just, you know, well, they won't give me this job because of my. No, it's not that. Gay, straight, everybody is something.
I guess, I mean, I don't have any specific goals. I mean, there are things that people talk about that, you know, like forgiving student debt and corporate bailouts that, you know, I like. But mainly, I just, I'd like people to think about the ways they think about money and wealth and who has it and who deserves to have it. Because people have a really skewed perspective of how little wealth they have, and people don't realize how little they actually have compared to 1%.
What do you want to see change? I, for quite a while, have had issues with the way our government is run and how people are put into power and how they represent us and who they represent. But I think this came at a very kind of a serendipitous sort of moment in my life because I recently got a job with the South Carolina Department of Revenue. And my job consists of flipping through corporate taxes all day, Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 4. And you know, I see what I make, I see what my family makes, I see what we have to give back, and how at least I don't feel that I'm very well represented in this state at all.
All right. I don't know whose it is, but you can have it right after. Well, then you'll have to call Ernst again.
The main reason I'm here is we have a serious problem with our politics. The money, corporations own the politicians. There's too much money in the politics. Politicians are not looking out for the people that they're supposed to be looking out for. They're concerned more with the corporations. And
I mean, they're cutting back where all our jobs going. You got Bank of America laying off, what, 20,000 people over the next few years. So they're losing 20,000 people, and then they're raising all their rates. What are the rates being raised for? Not for them to keep employees. It's being raised to push the top line, right? For the top executives, because they're all performance-laced. And when you build these corporations that are performance-laced, performance-based laced for their compensation, there's no American way or any love of your country. It's all for the love of money.
Okay, so the Western side, because I don't believe we have any anarchists here. But if they were here, they're welcome, because anarchists are not always unruly. No, you know, even if they were communists here, you know, communists are not bad people. I'm not a communist, but people too often confuse communism with socialism. I mean, in socialism, you have corporations. Socialists want Pepsi, they want Coca-Cola and Burger King to make more money because
there's definitely an agenda that will come out of this. This will definitely have a political impact, even if it's just by us making a stink and getting a few people in our political system to support some changes that we're in favor of. Biggest thing that I hear that people are in favor of is getting corporate money out of politics. That seems to be one of the biggest issues here. So I think that'll definitely put the issue on the agenda, and it wasn't on the agenda before.
Do you think that these people are going to make a change here?
Reserve. I said the Federal Reserve is not a federal government agency. Wow. It is a private corporation. Full of private bankers, private offshore bankers. Now that we understand what the Federal Reserve is, about as federal as Federal Express, what are they doing? They are printing money like
I'm basically here because I thought that there was a need to have Native American and indigenous representation down here on the State House grounds. We're only 27,000 people in the state, and so often we are misunderstood, ignored, forgotten, and that's why I even brought out a Sioux bonnet. I'm not a Sioux, I'm not Lakota.
I'm here to represent the people. Right now in Washington, we have politicians that are not doing the work of the American people. They continue to pass policies that only help the 1% and 2%. They refuse to lower the tax rates on the top 2%. They refuse to cut the tax loopholes on corporations. Bank of America paid $0 in taxes last year, and they have actually recently announced they're going to do a $5 debit card on their customers. There's something wrong about that, and just earlier this week, 46 Republicans voted against the America Jobs Act that would help employ 2 million Americans, help build 35,000 schools, help keep 250,000 teachers in their jobs or hire new teachers, also help extend unemployment benefits to over 1 million Americans, help hire cops, firefighters, and veterans. They all voted against that, despite 63% of Americans saying they want a jobs bill passed. That's why I'm here today, because politicians are putting politics over country. We have politicians looking at polls rather than looking